question number 1, we are told simplify 4 divided by root 5 plus root 2 minus 3 divided by root 5 minus root 2. So this is a third, and what we need to do is to cross multiply. So we multiply 4 multiplied by root 5 minus root 2, and you cross the other one, 3 multiplied by root 5 plus root 2. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have 4 is to be multiplied with root 5 minus root 2, close the bracket. Then we have minus 3 multiplied by root 5 plus root 2. All this is divided by, multiply the denominator. So we have root 5 minus plus root 2. Across the bracket we have root 5 minus root 2. So you open the bracket in the denominator, you'll be able to see that this is 4 the root of 5 minus 4 the root of 2 minus 3 the root of 5, and this will be minus, because of this minus, 3 the root of 2. All this is divided. You realize that the denominator is a is a difference of 2 squares, so we can write it like this: root 5 squared minus root 2 squared. Alternatively, you can multiply, you still end up with something like that. So you find here we have 4 root 5 and 3 root 5. So minus 3 root 5, so you'll be left with root 5 after you subtract. This is 4 minus root 2 minus 3 root 7 root 2, so that will be 7 root 2. All this divided. Root 5 squared, you get it is 5 minus 2. Root 2 squared is 2. So this is equals to root 5 minus 7 root 2, 5 divided by 2, you get 3, and that is the simplest we can go. The farthest we can simplify that expression. So that is the answer. So by doing that, you get 3 marks. So you get 3 marks for arranging your equation in that form. You get 3 marks. Here you get 3 marks for working out, subtracting, and finally you get 1 mark for the answer. So total you get 3 marks. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions or you want to book an online class. So question number 2, we are told by correcting each number to one significant figures, approximate the value of 788 times 0.006. Hence calculate the percentage error arising from this approximation. So here you are being tested. Do you know how to write a number to one significant figures? So when we are writing a number to one significant figures, we consider the first digit. So we have 788 to one digit. This will give you 800, because we take 7. The next number is more than 5, so we add 1, you get 800, and that is to one significant figure. That is how we write. Then we have 0.06 to one significant figures. It will remain the same because we only have one value, so it will remain as 0.6, and this is to one significant figures. So once you write that, we can get the actual product. So we have actual product. The actual product will be the actual value, which is 788 multiplied by 0.006, and when you multiply that, you use your calculator, you'll be able to get, this is 4.728. So that is the actual product. So once you get that, what about the product after estimation? We multiply 800 multiplied by 0.006, you'll be able to get 4.8. Now, for us to get the difference between the actual and the approximated, what we do is we take 4.8, we minus 4.728. So this will give us 0. When you subtract, you get that is 2. This is 7. That is 0.0. So that is the value. After that, then you need to get the percentage error. So you take the difference, which is 0.072. You divide by the actual, which is 47. That is 4.728, and you multiply by 100. You get a number which is 1.52, and I have a percentage, and I have approximated this to 2 decimal places. So even if you write the whole number which you get when you multiply this, you'll still be able to get the answer. So that is how you do that question, and you get yourself 3 marks. So the 3 marks, you get 1 for that. You can get 1 mark there. Then you get 1 for getting the product, for getting the product and the difference, and then you get 1 for the answer. So that is how you get those 3 marks. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions or you want to book an online class. Question number 3, we are told the area of a triangle FGH is 21 centimeters squared. The triangle FGH is transformed using the matrix 4, 5, 1, 2. Calculate the area of the image. So the area of the image of the triangle FGH. So what we do, we first of all need to find the determinants of the transformation matrix. So we say determinant. We get determinant by cross multiply the elements of the main diagonal. You subtract the elements of the other diagonal. So that's how you get the determinant. So we say it is 4 multiplied by 2 minus 5 multiplied by 1, and that should give you 3. Now, the area scale factor is numerically equal to the determinant. So this means that the area scale factor is equals to is the same as the determinant. That's what that's a fact. So from there, we say that it means that if we take the area of the image, so we can say area of the image divided by area of the triangle should give you 3, implying that then it means that when you multiply the area of I is equals to 21, you multiply by 3, and you get that is equals to that will give you 63 centimeters squared. That's how you work out that, and you get 2 marks. So the first thing is you get 1 mark for assigning the determinant to the area scale factor, and you get one mark for the answer, and that adds up to 2 marks. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions or you want to book an online class. Question number 4, we are told make S the subject of the formula. So W is equals to the cube root of S plus T over S. You get 3 marks. So you get the cube of both sides. So we have W cubed is equals to, now this will be S plus T all over divided by S. So once you do that, then you can multiply both sides by S. So we have W cubed S is equals to S plus T. Then take S to the left hand side. You have W cubed s minus s is equals to t. From there, factor out s, so you have s is equals to w cubed minus 1 is equals to t, and then divide both sides by w cubed minus 1. So our s is equals to t divided by w cubed minus 1. So that's how you work out that. So you'll be allocated the marks. Here maybe you get 1 for 1 mark there. Then you can get 1 mark there, and you get 1 mark for the answer. So that's how you work out that question. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions or you want to book an online class. Question number 5, we are to solve the equation 2 log x minus log into bracket x minus 2 is equals 2 log 3. You get 3 marks. So the first thing we do is to apply the first row of logarithm, and we write our logarithm like this. So we have the logarithm. This will be, we take 2 to be power squared minus, this remains the same, the logarithm of x minus 2 is equals to, and here we apply the first row of logarithm, we write it as logarithm of 3 squared. So once you get that, now we can combine the left hand side, and we have so we have the logarithm of, this will be x squared divided by x minus 2, that is into bracket, is equals to the logarithm of 9. So you get the anti-logarithm, you get your x is equal x squared divided by x minus 2 is equals to 9. You cross multiply and you'll be able to get, this is x squared is equals to 9x minus 18. So with that now, we can be able to write this is x squared, sorry for that. So we can now rewrite our expression. We write x squared, we have minus 9x plus 18, that is, you bring 9x and minus 18 to the left hand side, is equals to 0. That is a quadratic equation, which you can simplify and say you can factorize, and you have our factors are, we have, I hope you know, you get two numbers such that when you add them you get minus 9, when you multiply them you get 18, and these two numbers are minus 6 and minus 3. So when you factor out you get our x minus 6, close a bracket, you have x minus 3 is equals to 0. So it means our x is equals to 6, and or x is equals to 3. So that's how you work out that, and you get yourself 3 marks. So you get 3 marks, you get a mark here, get a mark there. You get 1 mark for solving the quadratic equation, and 1 mark for getting the answer. So that's how marks will be awarded in this question. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions or you want to book an online class. 6, we are told cargo deposited 30,000 Kenyan shillings in a financial institution that paid the simple interest at the rate of 12% per annum. Nekesa deposited the same amount of money as cargo in another financial institution that paid compound interest. After 5 years, they had equal amount of money in the financial institution. Determine the compound interest rate at 1 decimal place for Nekesa's deposit. So here, since we are told, let's start with cargo. Cargo had that 1,000, so he invested in what we call simple interest, and the formula for finding the simple interest is PRT over 100, where P is the principal, R is the rate, and T is time. So for 5 years, we have 30,000. You multiply by the rate was 12%. You multiply by time is 5, and you divide by 100. So you can simplify by dividing by 100, then using your calculator you multiply that, and you'll be able to get 18,000. So this is the amount that was the interest that Cargo's money, 30,000, earned. So it means after 4 years, his amount in the bank was, or in the financial institution, was 30,000, which was a deposit, and you add to 18,000, which was interest earned after 5 years, and this is equals to 48,000. Because we are told that after 5 years they had the same amount, it means that amount in Nekesa was also 48, and the formula for finding compound interest, we say it is amount is equals to P, the principal, 1 plus R over 100 raised to power n. That is a number of years or time. So we substitute, implying that 48,000, that is the amount that was in the bank, is equals to 30,000, which the principal, the money he invested, she invested, and this is 1 plus R is what we are looking for. You divide by 100, and N is equals to 5 years. So with that, now we can divide both sides by, we divide both sides by 30,000. This will give you, if you divide by 30,000 both sides, divide by 30,000. So you simplify, you will be able to get that this is 1 plus R over 100 to power 5 is equals to, this is coming to, when you divide that, you get it is 1.6. You get the fifth root, or you multiply by 1 over 5, so you'll be able to get that 1 plus R over 100 is equals to 1.6 to power 1 over 5. You can use your calculator to work out this. So you'll be able to take 1 to the other side, then you'll be able to get, if you get 1, that is 1.6 to power 1 over 5, you'll be able to, this implies that 1 plus R divided by 100 is equals to 1 point. You are getting, when you substitute, you get 1.0, 9856. That is using your calculator, meaning that R over 100 is equals to, subtract 1 both sides, it is equals to 0.09856. So you multiply by both sides by 100, and you'll be able to get R is equals, when you multiply here, you get it is 9.856. And because we are told to 1 decimal place, it means R is equals to 9.9%. So that's how you work out that question, and you get yourself 4 marks. So I hope you, so the marks will be distributed, like here you get 1 mark, then you come and work here, you get another one, you get another one here, and finally you get for the answer. So that's how you work out that. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions, or you want to book an online class. Question number 7, we are told the masses in kilograms of 20 bags of maize were 90, 94, 96, on and on up to 105. Using an assumed mean of 96 kg, calculate the mean mass per bag of the maize. So in assumed mean, which you covered in Form 4, the statistics 2, to get the mean, using the assumed mean, what we do is we subtract the data from the assumed mean. We get the mean of the difference, and then to get the mean, we add the assumed mean plus the mean of whatever we have come up with from the differences between the data and the assumed mean. Sometimes you draw a table, but since we are dealing with simple data here, you can just work it without drawing the table, but you have to be careful not to make mistakes. So I'll just take the values. I take 90 minus 96, and that is going to give me minus 6. Then we have 94 minus 6 is minus 2. Then we have 96 minus 96, we get 0. Then we have 90, that is 98 minus 96, we get plus 2. Then we have 99 minus 96, that will give me positive 3. Then we have 102 minus 96, and that will give me positive 6. Then 105 minus 96, that will give you plus 9. 91 minus 96, that is 91. We have minus 5. Then we have 102 minus 96, that will give me positive 6. Then we have 99 minus 6, we have positive 3. We have 105 minus 96, that will give me positive 9. We have 94 minus 96, we have minus 2. Then we have 99 minus 96, we have positive 3. Then we have 90 minus that, we get minus 6. We have 94 minus 96, we get minus 2. We have 99, we can say 99 minus 96, we have plus 3. Then we have that 98 minus 96, that's positive 2. We have 96 minus 96, we have 0. We have 102 minus 96, we get positive 6. And finally we have 105 minus 96, which will give you 9. So those are the differences, which we can say D, which is data minus. So the mean of D is equals to the summation of D divided by the number of data, which is, if you add all this, you'll be able to get, this is equals to that 8. So this means this is at 8. The mean is at 8 divided by 20, and that will be able to will give you, if you divide, you get 1.9, meaning that the mean of the data is equals to, now we take the assumed mean and we add to 1.9, and this will be able to give you 97.9, and that is the mean. So that's how you work it out. Hope you are followed. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions or you want to book an online class. Question number 8, we are told the first term of an arithmetic sequence is minus 7. And the common difference is 3. So we use A to represent the first term, minus 7, and we use D to represent the common difference, which is 3. List the first 6 terms of the sequence. So to get the first, that is the first 6 terms, we start with minus 7, which is the first term. So because the common difference is 3, so we add 3 to minus 7, and that will give us minus 4. We again add minus 3, we get minus 1. Then we add 3, we get positive 2, those are 4. We add 3, you get 5, those are 5. And we add 3, you get 8. So those are the first 6 terms of the sequence. Part B, determine the sum of the first 50 terms of the sequence. So the formula for finding the sum of this is a arithmetic sequence. Sn is equals to, we say it is n over 2. Then we have 2a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d, and you close the bracket. Now we already have, so we want to find the sum of 50. So we say S50. We can say S50 is, we say S50 is equals to, now we substitute 50 for n for 50, divide by 2, you open the bracket, then we have multiply by 2 multiplied by, we are multiplying by a, so we multiply by minus 7, then we add, n is 50, 50 minus 1, you multiply by 3, the common difference. So this, when you open the bracket, 50 divided by 2, you'll be able to get, that is 25. Then you will use this bracket. 2 times minus 7 is minus 14. And then we have plus, this is 49 times 3, which will give you 147. So this is equals to, then you say 25 multiplied by 147 minus 14 is 133, which when you multiply using a calculator, you get it is 3,325. So that is how you work that question, and you get 3 marks. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions or you want to book an online class. Question number 9 is on probability. We are told a bag contains 2 white balls and 3 black balls. A second bag contains 3 white balls and 2 black balls. The balls are identical except for the colors. 2 balls are drawn at random, one after the other from the first bag and placed in the second bag. Calculate the probability that the 2 balls are both white. Okay, you can write the probabilities, but as for me, I like using the tree diagram because it is much more easier. So let me put the 3 diagrams here. So from the first bag, we have a white ball and a black ball. How many balls are white? There are 2. How many are black? There are 3. So it means the probability of picking a white ball is 2 over 5. That is 2 white balls out of the 5. The probability of picking a black is 3 over 5. Remember, when you add these two probability, they should add up to 1. If you pick a white ball the first time, the first pick, then you go for the second pick, you can pick a white ball. But because we are not replacing, we are picking the ball, putting it in the second bag, which is the same as not replacing, then it means since we had taken 1 white, only 1 white ball was remaining, and the total number of balls were 4 because 1 was picked and the total was 5. And we can say you can also pick black, which, because you have not picked any black in this case, the black ball remains 3 out of 4. Now we're looking at the question. We are told to calculate the probability that the 2 balls are both white. So the only option is this option. So the probability that they are both white is equals to the probability of picking a white ball the first time. You multiply by the probability of picking a white the second time, which is equals to, the probability of picking a white is 2 over 5. You multiply by the probability of picking a white, which is 1 over 4. You can simplify here by 2 is 2, by 2 is 1. So this is equals to 1 times 1 is 1, and that is 5 multiplied by 2, you will be able to get 10. So that is the probability that the two balls are white, and you get yourself 2 marks. So you get 1 mark here for the method, that is for substituting the probability, and 1 mark for the answer. So that totals to 2 marks. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions or you want to book an online class. Question number 10, we are told an arc 11 centimeter long subtends an angle of 70 at the center of the circle. Calculate the length, correct 1 decimal place of a chord that subtends an angle of 90 degrees at the center of the same circle. So first of all, we need to find the radius of this circle. After finding the radius, it is going to help us to calculate the length of the chord. So to get the radius, we say if we take 70, the angle 70, divide by the 360, that is the formula of finding the length of the arc. So 70 degrees over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. So this is 2. Our pi is 22 over 7. You multiply by the radius, should give you 11. We can simplify here. By 7 we get 1. By 7 we get 10. By 10 we divide that. We can divide this by 2, you get 18. By 2 you get 1. By 2 you get 9. By 2 you get 11. So here it is, you remember the length of the arc is 11. So what we do is we say 11 over 9r is equals to 11. So to be able to get r, we say that r is equals to 11. You multiply by 9, you divide by 11. So 11 and 11 disappears, or is equals to 1. Our radius is equals to 11. Now, once you get the radius, if we make a sketch over that circle, we are told to find the length of the chord that makes an angle of or subtends an angle of 90. So if we draw that, it means that is the chord. This angle is 90, and this is the radius, and that is the radius. Since we know the radius is equals to 9, and this is a right angle, you use the Pythagoras theorem to get the chord, which is our, we can say our x. So our x, can say our x is equals to, using the square, the Pythagoras theorem, 9 squared plus 9 squared, because the radius is 9. This is equals to the square root of 162, which when you use your calculator, you get this is equals to 12.7, and that is to 1 decimal place as instructed here. So you can write 1 decimal place. This is 12.7 centimeter. So that's how you work out that. So we can put here centimeter, no problem. So you get 4 marks for doing that. Now here you get marks. For example, you can get marks here for working out that. So you get 1 there. Identifying R, you get another mark. Coming up with the formula of finding the chord is 1 mark, and finally you get 1 for the answer. So that's how you work out that question. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions or you want to book an online class. Question number 11. We are told, given that Qi plus a third j plus 2 over 3k is a unit vector, find q. A unit vector is a vector whose magnitude is equals to 1, and therefore we know the vector I is written as so we can write q into bracket. It is 1 0 0, that is I, plus a third j is written as 0 1 3, that is a 3 unit vector of 3 dimensions. So they have 2 over 3, and it is written as 0 0 1. So you can combine this and you find this will give you the vector q, that is q multiplied by 1 is q, plus now this will be 0, that is a third multiplied by 0 is 0, 2 thirds multiplied by 0, so that remains q only. So q times 0 is 0, a third multiplied by 1 is a third, 2 thirds multiplied by 0 is 0. So here we have a third, and finally we have q multiplied by 0 is 0, that multiplied by 0 is 0. We have 2 thirds multiplied by 1, that is 2 thirds. So that is the vector. To find the magnitude of a vector, we normally say we get the square root of the elements, that is the element squared, that is the elements of this vector. We can call it column vector. So we have that squared, and then we have plus a third squared, and then we have plus 2 over 3 squared. And because we are told it is a unit vector, it is equals to 1 squared. So this is equals to, when you open the bracket, we have, so you get you can square both sides. This is 1. So when you square both sides, you get q squared plus, this will be 1 over 9. Then we have plus 4 over 9 is equals to 1. So we can take everything to the other side, and we will be able to get q squared is equals to, when you take this is when you add this, it is 5 over 9. You take it to the other side, it will be 1 minus 5 over 9, implying that our q is equals to 5 over 9. Will be the q squared is equals to this will give you 4 over 9. So get the square root for both sides, and we will be able to get q. So when you get the square root of q squared is equals to q is equals to this plus or minus, the square root is 4, the 4 is 2, divided by the square root of 9 is 3. So that's how you work out that, and you get yourself 2 marks. So for substituting, you get a mark, and working out, and here you get 1 mark. So that's how you get yourself 2 marks. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions or you want to book an online class. Question number 12, we are told A, expand the expansion 1 plus a half x to power 5 in ascending powers of x, leaving the coefficients as fractions in their simplest form. You get 2 marks. So when the power is 5, the coefficients you can check from your mathematical tables, or you can generate if you don't have, that is from the Pascal triangle. But I opt to choose from the mathematical tables. So we have the coefficients are 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, and 1. So we come and now expand. So you say our 1 plus a half x to power 5 is equals to, you say it is 1 to power 5, which is the same as 1, doesn't change. Then we have plus, the coefficient is 5. We use dot to represent multiplication. 1 to power 4 remains the same. So we go to a half x to power 1. Then we have 10 is the next coefficient. 1 to power 3 remains the same, remains as 1. So when we multiply, it doesn't change. So we have a half x squared. Then we have 10 again, the coefficient. We have 1 to power, that is, this is 5, this is 4, 3, this is 2, doesn't change. And we have a half x, rather, a half x to power 3. Then we have 5, the next coefficient, and we have a half x to power 4. And finally, we have plus a half x to power a half, that is a half x to power 5. So that is the expansion. Then from there you can simplify, and you say this is equals to 1 remains the same, plus this will be 5 over 2, 5 over 2x. When you open the bracket, a half squared is a quarter. You divide 10 by 2, you get 5, and 4 by 2 you get 5. So this will be 5 over, that is 5 over 2, and that is x squared, that is x squared. Then we have plus, the other one is 10 to power 8. 10 to power 8, you divide by 2, you'll be able to get 5 over 4, and x is to power 3. Then we have plus, this is 5 over, that is 5. 2 to power 4 is 16. So you say it is 5 over 16, x to power 4. And finally, we have plus 1 over 32, x to power 5. So that is how you explain. Part B, we are told use the first 3 terms of the expansion in A above to estimate the value of 1 and 1 over 20 to power 5. So the first thing is to write our 1 and 1, that value, in terms of or in a format as in A. So we can say 1 and 1 over 20 to power 5. We can say it is equals to 1 plus, now here we have a half, we put a half, so we need to put 1 over 10 here, so that when you open, you get it is the same as 1 plus 1 over 20, and that will give, we put to power 5. So when you write it like that, we can now use the expansion in above in A and say this is 1 plus. Now we are going to replace the place of x, because we have put 1 over 10 in place of x. We replace the value of the x with that value, that is 1 over 10. So we have 5 over 2. We use dot for multiplication, and that is 1 over 10. Then we have plus, this is 5 over 2, and then we have 1 over 10, and this is squared. So those are the first 3 terms of our expansion. So this is equals to, this is 1, then we say it is plus. We can simplify here by 5, you say it is 2, by 5 is 1, so that will give us a quarter. Here we say it is 5 over 2, we multiply by 1 over 100, and we can simplify that and say by 5 is 1, by 5 is 20. So this means that we come here and say this is 1 plus 1 over 4, and the last term will be 1 over 40. So we can put this the same denominator, or with what we say the LCM. So 1 is the same as 40 over 40, plus a quarter is the same as 10 over 40, and then we have 1 over 40, and that will give you, when you add 1 plus That is 40 plus 10 is 50, plus 1 is 51 divided by 40, which gives you 1 and 11 over 40. So that is how you use the expansion to get the first three terms of our expansion. And that way you get yourself 2 marks. So you get 1 mark here for the expansion here, and you get 1 mark for the answer. And that is how we do that. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions or you want to book an online class. Question number 13, we are told a circle whose equation is x minus 2 plus y minus k squared is equals to 10 passes through the point 25. Find the value of k and you get 3 marks. Now, since our circle passes through this point, it means that we can replace the values of x, which is 2, and value of 5, which is y, in our equation. So we say x is 2, so we say it is 2 minus 1 into bracket squared. You just replace 2 there and replace 5 there, plus 5 minus k into bracket squared is equals to 10. With that, 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 squared is the same as 1, plus when you expand this, that will give you 25 minus 10k plus k squared. You did that in form 2 is equals to 10. Now we can start with k squared followed by minus 10k. Now 1 plus 25 is 26, so we say plus 26. We bring 10 to this other side, it will be minus 10, and that will be equals to 0. So once you do that, then we have k squared minus 10k. This is 26 minus 10, that will give us plus 16 is equals to 0. So this is a quadratic equation, and what you need is to get two numbers such that when you add them you get minus 10, when you multiply them you get 16. So we can write the numbers are minus 2 and minus 8. We can say minus 8k minus 2k plus 16 is equals to 0. But you can write direct factors if you are comfortable. But since we are revising, let's go through the process. So we factor out k here. We'll be left with k minus 8. And then we have, we factor out minus 2. We'll be left with k minus 8, which is equals to 0. So we factor out k minus 8, and we have k minus 2 is equals to 0. Since we are told to find the value of k, then when we get there, what we say is that either k minus 8 is equals to 0 or k minus 2 is equals to 0. So we take 8 to the other side. We have k is equals to 8, and we also take 2 to the other side, or k is equals to 2. So k is satisfied by two values, that is 8 and 2, and with that you get 3 marks. So the first thing is expanding. The marks that you get here is expanding your expansion here, then solving the quadratic equation here, and you get your answer there. So that's how the 3 marks will be awarded. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions or you want to book an online class. Question number 14, we are told water and milk are mixed such that the volume of water to that of milk is 4:1, taking the density of water as 1 gram per centimeter cube and that of milk as 1.2 gram per centimeter cube. find the mass in grams of 2.5 liters of the mixture. You get 3 marks. So how do we get the volume? The volume, since we are given the total volume of the mixture is 2.5, maybe we can start by 2.5 liters. 1 liter is equals to 1000 centimeter cube. So this means it is 2500 centimeter cube. Now, because water is the ratio of water to milk is 4:1, then to get the volume of water is equals to, then it is 4 parts out of 5 multiplied by 2500 centimeter cube, and that should give you, you can use your calculator, you'll be able to get that. Those are 2000 centimeter cube. Then from there, volume of milk is equals to 1 part of 5 of 2500 centimeter cube, and this will give you 500 centimeter cube. Now, so that is the volume. If we want to get the mass of water, we can say mass of water. To get mass, we multiply density multiplied by the volume. So density of water is 1 gram per centimeter cube. You multiply by the volume, which we have found it is 2000 centimeter cube. So you find that this centimeter and that centimeter cancels. So it means the mass is that we get it is 2000 grams. 2000 grams. So again we go to mass of milk. Mass of milk, again it is density multiplied by volume. The density of milk is 1.2 gram per centimeter cube. You multiply by the volume, which is, we have found it is 5 centimeter cube. So you realize that now this also disappears. When you multiply 1.2 multiplied by 500, you will be able to get it is equals to 600 grams. Now, to get the so the total mass of that is we are required to find the total mass. Total mass is equals to 2000 grams plus 600 grams, which will give you 2600 grams. So that is how you do that. Remember, you are taught how to get density in Form 2. Density is equals to mass over volume. So you can interchange. For example, mass is equals to that is if you have density is equals to mass over volume, it means mass is equals to volume multiplied by density, and we can say volume is equals to mass over density. So you can interchange those that formula to suit what you are looking for. So that is how you do that question, and you get yourself 4 marks. Of course, you get marks for getting the volume. So that is 1 mark. That's 1 mark. Then you get a mark for getting the masses. That you get another mark, and a mark for the answer. That's totaling to 3 marks. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions, or you want to book an online class. Question number 15, we are told a school decided to buy at least 32 bags of maize and beans. The number of bags of beans were at least 6. A bag of maize cost 2,500 and a bag of beans cost 3,500 Kenyan shillings. The school had 100,000 Kenyan shillings to purchase the maize and beans. Write down all the inequalities that satisfy the above information. So the first thing we can say is let X represent maize, and y and y represent beans. That is beans. So what we have is the school. So it means that at least the school wanted to buy at least 32 bags of maize. So what it means, the inequality that to form here is that x plus y must be greater than or equals to 32, the number of bags that they intended to buy. So we are also told the number of bags were to be at least 6. So meaning, since y beans a number of bags of beans are represented by y, then y must be greater than or 6. That is, the minimum should be 6. Then we have the third one, that they had 100,000 K to spend, and therefore what that means is that if you multiply the cost of maize, that is 2500x plus the cost of one bag of beans is 3500y, that should be, because they only had 100,000 amount of money to spend, this should be less than or equals to 100,000, which you can simplify by dividing. Let's first of all divide by 100, so we get 100, divide by 100, divide by 100. So that will give us, you simplify here, simplify here, simplify here. So we can again divide by 5. When you divide by 5, you'll be able to get 5x. Here you divide by 5, you get plus 7y. When you divide 1,000 by 5, you get it is 200. So these are the three inequalities that describes the information given up there, and the marks to be awarded. You have awarded 1 mark there, then another one there, and this one, and then we have the answer, you get 1 mark. So that is how marks will be distributed, so that you score 4 marks. So this question is from inequalities, which you covered in Form 2, and you also covered some inequalities in other sections in the course of the Form 4 syllabus. Question number 16, we are told find in radians the values of x in the interval 0 radians less than or equals to x less than or equals to 2 pi for which 2 cos squared x minus sine x is equals to 1. Leave the answer in terms of pi. So in this question, we are going to try and see whether, since this is our equation that we have been given, 2 cos squared x minus sine x is equals to 1. You can see here we have two unknowns, that is cos squared x, cos x and sine x. So for us to be able to make this equation have one unknown, because we cannot solve an equation that has two unknowns unless we have more than one or two equations. So in Form 4 trigonometry 3, you learned that sine squared x plus cos squared x is equals to 1, that identity. So this identity is going to help us to be able to work out this question. So if we take sine x to the other side, then we have cos squared x, that is, we take this across the equal sign to the other side, it will be is equals to 1 minus sine squared x, and therefore we can replace this part here in place of cos squared x, and that is going to help us to simplify or to solve. So this is equals to, we said to, instead of putting cos squared x, we now put 1 minus sine squared x, you close the bracket, minus sine x is equals to 1. Now we have one unknown. We open the bracket, we say it is 2 minus, here we have 2 sine squared x minus sine x is equals to 1. Let's take everything to the other side, that is across equal sign. So this will be positive. We have 2 sine squared x, then we have plus sine x, and then we have 2 will become minus, so we have plus 1 minus 2 is equals to 0. So this is going to help us, and we'll be able to get, this is 2 sine squared x plus sine x, then 1 minus 2 will be minus 1 is equals to 0. So we say this is a form of a quadratic equation, and to make it work, we can say let x is equals to sine x, implying that then we have 2x squared plus x minus 1 is equals to 0. Now this is in a very familiar format, which you can say you get two numbers such that when you add them you get 1, and when you multiply them you get minus 2. So these two numbers are 2 and minus 1. So we rewrite our equation and say this is 2x squared plus 2x minus x minus 1 is equals to 0. You factorize, you have 2x, and then we have x, plus 1, and then we have minus 1, we have x plus 1 is equals to 0. So these factors are, we have x plus 1, and we have 2x minus 1. So that is equals to 0, implying that x is equals to minus, we have minus 1, or x is equals to a half. So once you do that, then we should be able, and remember we had said that our sine, our x rather, is equals to sine x. So what we do, since we had assigned our x is equals to sine x, it means sine x is equals to minus 1, or sine x is equals to a half. Now the angle whose sine is equals to minus 1, we can say is, okay, let's start with the half. The angle whose sine is, you can just write it here. The angle whose sine is 30 is a half is 30 degrees. 30 degrees you convert to pi. That is, you say it is 30 divided by 360 multiplied by 2 pi, and that will give you the value here. It will give you pi over 6. The other angle that is a half is, we can say it is minus 1. It is 150. No, a half is 150. So 150 degrees, if you convert to radians, you'll be able to get, that is 150 over 360 times 2 pi. You get 5 pi over 6. Those are the angles that satisfy x is equals to, sine x is equals to a half. The angle where we have the sine x is minus 1 is 270. you convert that 270 divided by 360 multiplied by 2 pi, it will give you 3/2 pi. Sometimes, because most of the times we work with the degrees, getting this pi direct, the x directly in terms of pi, sometimes it is problematic, or rather we are not used to working with pi so much. So that is why I normally convert from degrees to radians, so that you can be able to get the angle, and that is how you get that angle. It has taken us time because we are revising. Otherwise, some steps, like once, because you are used to solving quadratic equations, you can just write these factors directly from here when you write the quadratic equation, and like that. But it is important, if it is okay that you just do follow the whole process and you get the answer, then that is good. There is no problem, because the examiner will just award marks where it is due. So for example, this, you get 1 mark there for the answer. You'll be able to get 1 mark here for converting the equation, that is this equation, to have one unknown. You have 1 mark for forming the equation. Those are 3 marks. You have 1 mark for getting the factors of x. So that is how you solve that question. Get more of this, subscribe to this channel, then click this icon to get notification whenever I produce a new video. You can call or WhatsApp me if you have any questions, or you want to book an online class.